With the portion power model that helps you design your plate and using your fist as a guide, it's important to make sure that the types of food that you're choosing are correct. So this is a tool and a trick that I use myself. Whenever I'm in a scenario where I'm going to eat, it could be, I travel a lot, so I could be at a hotel or with clients or at a business lunch, is I always portion the color onto my plate first. Why is this important? Because if you go up to the buffet or if you dish up the shepherd's pie or the lasagna or the spaghetti bolognese first, what happens is that there's probably very little space left for any form of color or salad or vegetables. But by putting some color on your plate first, you fill up possibly a bit of a bigger portion, which is what you want to do, because those foods are the ones that we know are lowest in calories and highest in nutrients. And we'll chat about why it is important to incorporate so much color into your meal. So that's one tip and technique that I really recommend, is if you're using this very simple practical approach to balancing your meals and portions, is to put the color onto your plate first when possible. And then when you're choosing proteins or starches and carbohydrates, sometimes it's not always possible to make a healthy choice. So maybe you're out with friends and they've made macaroni and cheese, which we know is not the greatest choice because pasta is refined, it's possibly high in fat, and there's lots of wheat. But if you stick to a portion, which would be a fistful of starch, then you're going to minimize the damage that's associated with that. And this can be the first step towards making smarter choices, so actually choosing the right kind of what I call cool carbohydrates. So cool carbohydrates or cool starches would be those that are as unrefined as possible, so as high in fiber as possible. And ideally, if you know about the glycemic index, you want to look for foods that are also low GI. That means that they're going to release very slowly into your system and give you energy for longer. So things like sweet potato and spelt and root vegetables and high fiber cereals, rather than the alternative products that are refined, like white bread and foods high in sugar and very processed. Keeping to that portion, even if you're not able to make the best choice, at least then you're still enjoying all the foods that are available, but minimizing the damage in terms of keeping your portion control correct. So be sure to use this portion power model. It really is a simple tool that can help in almost any scenario. And remember, if you implement this 80% of the time, it'll be okay those 20% of the time where you can't always make the ideal choices.